Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Schamet Horsfield. I am a new paradigm priestess, an oracle, and a transformational sacred depth soul coach. I am so excited to dive deep into talking about the witch wound. This is so near and dear to my heart and my own transformational awakening journey. It is so close to my heart. In fact, it is one of the modules in my Awaken the Priestess Within training. We dive deep into the depths of the mother wound, sister wound, the father wound, and the witch wound. And I get really passionate about talking about the witch wound in particular. 7 years ago, I ran an incredible full moon ceremony. I did them once a month, sometimes twice a month. And I'll never forget, I had this one about wealth and manifesting your most abundant life. And it was all about generating money. And yeah, it was very beautiful. And there were 30 women that came. It was such high energy. So I got really excited and I was like, okay, I'm really over the moon excited about this witch wound process. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my next circle on the witch wound. And I had one woman turn up. And I felt so deflated. I was like, oh, the world is not ready for this yet. But that was 7 years ago. And coming full circle, it has been an incredible journey for all my priestesses. And I believe, I really truly believe that as women, as sacred, divine, feminine women, it is so imperative for us to be healing our sister wound, our mother wound, and definitely our witch wound. It has been a huge, powerful journey for me. So, just to share a little bit about healing my own witch wound, we're talking like over 20 years ago. I had this beautiful, well meaning friend of mine say to me, oh, you are such a powerful witch. And I defensively said, I am not a witch, I am a goddess. And she's like, what do you mean you're a goddess? Tell me more. What does that mean? And why do you feel that it's a bad thing to be called a witch? Because to me, it's a good thing. I'm giving you a compliment. And I was not going to take it. I was like, no, witches, they put spells on people. They manipulate. They are, bad, like bad, abuse of power. Like, I just was like, I am not a witch. I am a goddess because I am serving the divine feminine. I am made of love and light and beauty and all good things. And so to me, I still was buying into all the patriarchal wounding of what a witch means. And, I've done a lot of work since then around the word witch. And, and so I've come full circle with all of it, knowing that witch means wise woman. But here's the deal. Historically speaking, and it was not that long ago, that if you stood out, if you were a wise woman, if you were a wise man, if you had psychic abilities and psychic gifts, if you had premonition dreams, or you were gifted in any way that threatened the church or threatened society, then you were labeled a witch and you were burned at the stake, or you were persecuted in some way. You were removed from the tribe. And so there, in my opinion, there is this very sometimes subconscious wounding that happens. And sometimes we're not even aware that it's there. And it's this fear of persecution. It's this fear of being different. It's this fear of speaking our truth. It's this fear of standing too tall or being too powerful or leading. and not fitting into the group. And it can come up in all sorts of expressions. It can also come up in anger, right? It's just there's so much here. It's a very deep, deep well. And so I love healing the witch wound within me. I feel like it's so important and so relevant in order for us as women, as leaders, as change makers to really embrace this word, embrace this energy, and transform all the stories, all the myths around the witch wound. And so I'm inviting all of you to step in with me on this really beautiful and powerful journey of healing the witch wound within. We'll be doing ritual and ceremony and not only healing the witch wound within us, but healing the collective witch wound. It is time. It is time now. The patriarchal world and the energy of the patriarch is crumbling. However, it is my opinion that it's still hanging on for dear life. And it's up to us to keep standing in our truth, to keep healing. And I'll be sharing some amazing stories of the witch wound and how it's transformed my life and helped me become stronger and wiser and really owning my own power as a leader, as a sacred, divine, feminine healer and leader on the planet. And the other part of doing this work and why it's so important is it will help in the energetics of you healing and transforming and adding value to your friends, your family, your community, and the energy of the new paradigm in birthing that new paradigm. I really feel strongly and passionate about that. And the other part that I wanted to share real quick is when I started to learn about the witch wound and about history and what has happened, I remember getting so angry that I actually had to just take a pause. And, my beautiful husband, I've been married now 24 years. He is my king. I am his queen. We rule together. I honor the sacred divine masculine as well as the feminine. And we have so much to teach each other. Well, as I was learning about history and everything that happened, I got so angry and I started to kind of take it out on him. And he was like, "What's going on with you? Like, why are you so angry?" And I was like, "You have no idea how angry I am." And I actually had to pause for a little bit until I learned how to channel my sacred holy fire and own it and claim it without putting it onto mankind, not making my king wear what has happened in history. And so when I got myself in order with that energy and was be able to harness that energy for creativity, because of course it's not healthy to put that energy onto our beautiful men. It's not their fault of what happened years ago. And he understood. I talked to him and I was like, "Honey, I've just been learning about history." And he goes, "You have every right to be angry, but just remember, I didn't do it." And I'm like, "I know, babe, I love you." And so I'm going to share some tools on how you can harness and channel that sacred fire, that sacred holy fire. Because as women, part of this wounding is we get so fired up, we want to suppress it or get rid of it or, bypass it or just not address it at all. And so I feel that our sacred holy fire is very much entwined within the witch wound. And so I'm going to be sharing some tools, some strategies on how to channel your sacred divine holy fire. So I'm looking forward to connecting with each and every one of you and healing the witch wound within our womb, our heart, our soul. And let's do this together. Let's rise together. And in order to rise, sometimes we have to like dig our feet into the soil and go down into the roots of where it is, the depths of that wounding. And so join us on September 10th for healing the witch wound. You can sign up at awakenthepriestesswithin.com. Love you, New Paradigm Priestess blessings, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Mwah. Mwah.